We're back again looking at first aid. This time we're looking at the septation of the chambers. And I know when you get these questions on UWorld or USMLE RX or other Q banks, you think, oh no. I certainly do, because it's so confusing, but I think it's laid out quite clearly here in first aid. So let's take a look at what is written. Okay, first regarding the atria. And the pictures are quite clearly shown below, and there's some information regarding them above. First, the septum primum grows toward the endocardial cushions, narrowing the foramen primum. Second, the foramen secundum forms in the septum primum. So remember that the foramen primum then disappears. Next, the septum secundum develops as the foramen secundum maintains a right to left shunt. Next, the septum secundum expands and covers most of the foramen secundum. The residual foramen is the foramen ovale. Next, number 5, the remaining portion of the septum primum forms the valve of the foramen ovale. Then it says for 6 and 7, the pictures are not shown, but for 6, the septum secundum and septum primum fuse to form the atrial septum. And number 7, the foramen ovale usually closes soon after birth because of an increase in left atrial pressure and a decrease in right atrial pressure. So remember the patent foramen ovale. Do you know what that is? So what it says here is that this is caused by a failure of the septum primum and septum secundum to fuse after birth. Most are left untreated. This can lead to paradoxical emboli, which are venous thromboemboli that enter the systemic arterial circulation, similar to those resulting from an ASD. So let's look now at the ventricles. So again, we have some pictures down below, and then we have the description above. So regarding the ventricles, number 1, muscular interventricular septum forms. The opening is called interventricular foramen. Number 2, aorticopulmonary septum rotates and fuses with the muscular ventricular septum to form the membranous interventricular septum, closing the interventricular foramen. That's a mouthful. Okay, number 3, growth of endocardial cushions separates atria from the ventricles and contributes to both atrial septation and membranous portion of the interventricular septum. You got all that? Okay, so what is a ventricular septal defect? It says the most common congenital cardiac anomaly usually occurs in the membranous septum. So there you have it. If you have a question about those on your Q banks, you'll know how to answer.